Zach,
Jason.
I've talked about it probably a couple times past few weeks. And you know what? I figured it's time to crack open a cold one. We got
cracking open the brewski. I wish you would have let me know, man. I could have cracked one open with you.
My bad. We got. I never had this beer before.
Okay.
It's called Terrapin Beer Company out of Athens, Georgia.
Okay.
And it's called the Hopsecutioner.
Damn, that sounds pretty dope.
So it has a picture of what looks like a turtle or a hop guy. This is the official beer review.
Huh. Beer review. Beer review 2019.
That's good beer. That's good beer. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to the Ticket Stubs Redux podcast, a podcast where two best friends every week get together talk about movies on the internet. The podcast we've been doing for about 4 years now, over 4 years officially, something like that. Give or take 4 years, maybe 5 years, depending on when you look at it. But every week, two guys.
We don't have to focus on that.
Exactly. It's not important.
No.
All we do is we watch movies, watch TV. Yes. We talk about pop culture stuff. We come back, we sit in front of a camera, and we talk about it every week.
Yes.
So that's Zach. I'm Jason.
That's Jason.
I'm Jason. This is the podcast. This is the Redux. This is the TS Redux. The Ticket Stubs Redux.
TS Redux. I like that. I like the TS Redux. I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds official. I like it.
So, and my goal now is for every week to start the podcast differently. I don't want to do the same thing every week, aka I'm just lazy.
Fair enough. It gets boring when we do the same thing every week, man.
Well, I want to say this real quick, Zach.
Lay it on me.
Our first segment of the show is what we've been up to.
Correct.
Over the past week. What we've been watching, reading, checking out, playing, everything. I want to pass it on to you first, bud.
Okay.
What you been up to, man?
It's a pretty busy week for me, actually. So, first thing I did was I beat God of War.
Okay.
I liked it.
We're talking about the new one.
Yes. I would consider it. I don't know. I didn't finish too many games this year, so I don't know. But I mean, I enjoyed it more than I went back to it and wanted to play it more than I did Red Dead. So probably deserved game of the year for whatever it got.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good stuff. Did that. Movie wise, the big thing. This is the movie that I saw the most recently, but I feel like I have to talk about it first because it was such a fucking mindfuck to me.
Sure.
I watched Serenity.
Right.
This movie is really fucking weird. I think I liked it until the last 5 minutes. The ending, they did some stuff that they didn't need to do. They had some unnecessary voiceover and stated some things that were very obvious things that I don't think need to be stated. So I think the ending, they kind of they clumsily did it. The twist in the movie, all the reviews that I saw was like, oh my god, the twist is so out there, it's so weird, it's so strange. I did not see the twist coming at all. It was very, very strange. Looking back on it, it becomes a little bit more obvious, I guess. They built up to it pretty nicely in the way that they're doing it. I think he does a lot of back and forth between. There's McConaughey's point of view, and then there's a kid's point of view. The kid doesn't really say much, and that kind of builds into the twist of what's going on with this kid and everything like that. I don't know. It's a very, very strange movie.
Right.
I would not call it a good movie. I would not call it a good movie. It's McConaughey's great in it. There are some points where he does some weird overacting that he doesn't need to do. There's 3 or 4 points where he randomly does this thing where he tries to show intense emotion by yelling at the sky, and it's very strange, very off-putting. I don't know. It's hard to talk about this movie without talking about the twist, but I don't want to talk about it on the movie because if you know the twist, the movie you have no reason to see the movie.
Right. Yeah.
So it's one of those
movies.
I just don't want to spoil it.
Right.
For people who are interested in seeing it, I recommend watching it. I don't know. It's a weird movie to talk about. I think it was enjoyable to watch one time, but I don't think I would ever watch it again. Like, I think once you know the twist, I don't think it holds up to repeat viewings.
Right.
It makes me so mad because there are people that I really like in this. Mostly Matthew McConaughey and Jason Clarke. Anna Kendrick's kind of, or not Anna Kendrick. Anne Hathaway is kind of whatever in it.
Say, Anna Kendrick would change the story. That'd be a weird show or a weird movie. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So I don't know. I enjoy Jason Clarke in it. He kind of plays like an asshole, kind of like abusive husband type character. I don't know.
You mean him in Great Gatsby?
Yeah, basically, it's the same character, basically, for the most part. I mean, he doesn't actually beat Anne Hathaway in this movie. Like, she's got like scars on her back and stuff like that. And I was like, he's a little bit more of an asshole than he is in Great Gatsby, but it's the same type of character.
So I want to see this as well, or want to see it. I probably won't.
It was Joel Edgerton in Great Gatsby.
Isn't Jason Clarke also in it? Jason Clarke played the mechanic.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He plays the husband of the lady who gets hit by Jay on the way home.
Yeah.
And Joel Edgerton plays
he plays
Daisy's husband, right?
Yeah, and the guy who's sleeping with the mechanic's wife. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who's married to. We're just explaining the Great Gatsby cast. It's the he plays Joel Edgerton.
I think it's Edgerton. I've always said Edgerton.
Wait, is that what's Taron Egerton? Is it Edgerton? Taron Egerton?
I think it's Taron Egerton. I think
Egerton.
It's EGG.
Okay, and then not okay.
The Joel's is EDG.
Right. He plays Daisy's. Is it Daisy, right?
Yeah, it's Daisy. Yeah, Edgerton.
Plays her husband, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Edgerton. And then I'm gonna search Taron Egerton. Okay.
Egerton. It's one G, but there's no D, so it's Egerton.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. So, but I don't even know the premise of the movie. Like what? Like if you had a basic down, what's the basic idea? Don't tell me all the spoilers. Like
Matthew McConaughey is this fisher on an island, and he's just there was some stuff that happened back home, so he's been on this island for a couple of years. And he's just like he's a fisherman. He catches tuna and swordfish and all this other stuff. And Anne Hathaway comes to this island. She somehow tracks him down through Facebook and hires him to kill her husband.
Why?
By feeding him.
Why would he kill
her? And
no, but why would he? Why would she hire him to be an assassin? Is he an assassin or something?
No, she is his ex-wife, and they have a son that is with Jason Clarke's character. And he's also, it's like assumed that he's also like abusive to the son.
Right.
And so that gives him like another reason because he doesn't really care about Anne Hathaway at all. It's more about his kid.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, that's the basic premise of the movie. He's hired by Anne Hathaway to feed Jason Clarke to the sharks in the middle of the ocean. It's a weird premise to begin with, and it just gets weirder the longer you get into it.
All right. Well, maybe I will watch it.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I think it's definitely worth a watch.
It's definitely a movie.
Yes, it's definitely a movie that is on the screen.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So that was Serenity. Sorry I couldn't get into it much more, guys, but it's really, if I talked more about what specifically happens, it would really ruin ever wanting to see it.
Right.
So the other thing I watched Fire Fraud, the Hulu one.
Yeah.
I don't know. We talked about it a little last week about the Netflix Hulu thing. I still think I like the Netflix's one more, although I do like that Hulu's went into more detail about the lead up to the island. They didn't go so much into like what people's experiences were, like once everything on the island happened. They did go more into like the lead up to it, and I don't know, because now that I'm thinking about it, the Netflix one went into a lot into it too, because I mean Netflix, the one they talked a lot more about what's it called, Magnesis Card and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
They talk a lot more about like what Billy did after the island too, with the VIP access thing and stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, I think I think I like the Netflix one overall. I know it's like the fuck Jerry guys did it, but I really feel like the Hulu one kind of like flossed over a lot of the stuff that like Billy did. I don't know. It just feels like the Netflix one went into more of like how Billy is like an actual fraud. I mean, the Hulu one, they do have Billy, and so they ask him so those tough questions. But I mean, nothing really comes out of it because all he ends up saying is like, I don't know half the time. And so they don't really go into it. Like they don't really go into like anything that happened with like Magnesis and stuff like that and how that was a fraud. They don't really go into like the VIP access thing. They really only try to focus on like the influencer culture and like fuck Jerry, but it's like, I don't know. I don't really care about the influence culture thing because like people who care about influence culture are like dumbasses anyways. So they're not. They don't get anything out of that.
I looked at it as the Netflix one has so many people that know him.
Yeah.
It was more about him than it was about the event.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, it's the Hulu one is definitely more about the event itself.
Like the Hulu one shows like, you know, it definitely focuses a lot about the victims in there, including that the people that went there are victims.
Yeah,
of fraud. Whereas they touch on like the things that he did to help make the fraud bigger. The Netflix one clearly is definitely because it has the guy the older guy that is his friend, or was his friend, or whatever. Like it has all those things that kind of show more about the person's character. I think the Hulu one, with him having him in it, even if he says nothing except for I don't know or his facial expressions or I can't answer it, that gives you all the answer you need. I like that one more. The Netflix one is just as equally it's just good. It's good too.
Yeah.
I've been telling everybody who's seen just the Netflix one to watch both because they both give you different things.
I would definitely encourage everybody to watch both. Yeah, I think now that you brought that up, I think the Hulu one, I think their main thing is definitely trying to put out the people who went there as more victims. Where the Netflix one, I mean, if you look at the people that they interviewed who were like, I guess festival goers or whatever in the Netflix one, I mean, a lot of the people they interviewed are like fucking assholes. Like that, like everybody talks about that one guy who talked about how he was like cutting holes in people's tents and stuff like that. And so I guess the Hulu one makes you more sympathetic because it's like not all people like that. There were some people who just like legitimately got duped.
Well, even if they're overly paid, bratty millennials who don't do anything to post on Instagram, they still got frauded out of a ton of money.
Yeah.
You know, it's still a scam, but
what kind of money?
I think that with
Billy's
those,
what the fuck is that?
What is she? She's like Russian or something, or what is it?
Yeah, she was like Russian or Ukrainian or something like that.
How long do they actually last now that he's in jail?
Well, she still talks to him even though because
in the documentary. But how
I don't know. Well, she didn't even get with him until after Fire Festival.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because basically it was
it's a fraud.
He met her after Fire Festival, and then she found out it was like a week or two. I think they said in the documentary it was like a week or a month or whatever after they started dating. She figured out that he was the one who did Fire Festival.
Well, that's clearly a fraud for him to look better to the public for having a girlfriend who's going on out there and like
who's like sticking by his side and all this shit.
Yeah. So what else have you been checking out?
So the other thing I checked out. Me and my roommate watched this on, I think it was like the day after our podcast or something like that. Must have been not too far after, but we watched Departed.
Okay,
yeah, good movie.
Yeah.
Love it a lot. I feel like I've talked about The Departed before because it's another one of those movies that I watch like every other year or so. I go back and watch The Departed because it's just such a fucking good movie.
But have you guys watched Infernal Affairs yet?
I have not watched Infernal Affairs.
Okay, you gotta watch it.
I want to. I've been trying to look it up because I remember back when we did our trilogy episode, I was trying to find the Infernal Affairs trilogy and I couldn't find it anywhere.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
I don't know which. I think I like The Departed more just because of the fact that it's actors that I know.
Yeah.
But the Infernal Affairs is really, really good. Mm-hmm. Really, really good. Yeah. And usually those movies that are made from South Korea and back in the States are not as good.
Yeah.
Like looking at Old Boy and stuff like that. But Infernal Affairs is, it's not Korean. It's just Chinese. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Forgive me. But it's good. I know that it was I'm not sure. I can't remember off the top of my head how heavy the translation is, but I know that they're both good by themselves. Separately as two different entities, they're both really good.
Yeah.
But I think it's still my preferred version, however you want to go. They're two different things, but whatever. So
yeah. But yeah, for sure. So that's basically what I've been checking out this week.
Okay.
Jason, what have you had your eyes on?
Not very many things. It's been light this week for myself. About 3 things, and one of them not even that much. But my girlfriend and I are watching The Assassination of Gianni Versace.
Oh, okay.
We started watching it when it came out because right before it came out, we binge watched OJ. And we loved that. Yeah. And the first episode of Versace came out, and then we started watching it, and we were just so bored because the pacing was bad, and we didn't like how they were cutting back in time and all that stuff. But now that it's over, it's on Netflix, so we're watching it on Netflix. We haven't watched it in a couple of days, but we probably watched 5 episodes back to back over the course of 2 days. It's fine. It's not as good as OJ.
Right.
The people in it in real life aren't as. It's not as
not as interesting as O.J. Simpson.
Exactly. O.J. is a way more interesting story with the fact that did he do it?
Yeah.
There's proof here, evidence here. Did he do it? Whereas Versace's like, yeah, we know he did it. Like we know it's a fact he did it. Also, there's no reasoning for why he killed these people, other than being a crazy person. So that part kind of whatever. But I think the pacing is what really causes it to kind of confuse us because it's like they flash forward in time, they flash back, they flash forward, they flash back, they flash back, they flash back, they flash forward, and they keep putting up these dates up, and I'm like, OJ was easy. OJ was here's what beginning, and it just went through linear, which made it easier to follow. Like even with like True Detective, when they cut back and forth, they don't give you multiple times and people, they give you 3 times.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it. I mean, you can kind of tell because the way that he looks is old. Yeah. Whereas in this show, the guy who plays Cunanan or whatever, he looks the same regardless of the year. So
that's so confusing.
So it's fine. We're enjoying it. We're gonna finish it soon, hopefully. Yeah. Similar vein, I started watching the Ted Bundy.
No, you did the Ted Bundy tape
or whatever. I didn't get far in it. I'm only literally probably 30 minutes into the first episode.
Okay.
I didn't stop watching because I was bad or not. I was just tired.
Right.
So I never got back to it, but I plan on finishing it just because you know us. We both really enjoy
the true crime
that stuff because of last podcast. So that's why we really enjoy it. Plus, me being what I am, I enjoy it. But the last thing I did watch, I watched it last night because I had the urge to watch it. I haven't seen it in a while, but I loved it when it came out.
Okay.
I loved it a couple years after it came out, and I watched it last night, and I still love it.
Okay.
That's Argo.
Oh.
I think it's 2012, I think, when it came out.
I believe it was 2012, yeah.
Fantastic movie, obviously. I love Ben Affleck as a director.
Great movie.
He's iffy in movies that he doesn't direct.
Yeah.
But in movies that he does direct, he's never been bad. I mean, he's only directed like 3 movies or whatever.
Did you watch his other movie, his gangster movie that came out?
By Night?
It Comes at Night, I think is what it's called. Or what was it?
Live by Night.
Live by Night.
Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. Right. It didn't do well.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I think it's him and Zoe Saldana.
I think so, yeah.
I enjoyed it. I mean, it's definitely not as good as it's another Dennis Lehane book, like Gone Baby Gone. I think that Gone Baby Gone's better.
Yeah.
But as a story, I think Gone Baby Gone's a better Dennis Lehane book than Live by Night is.
Right.
Obviously The Town is like the pinnacle. When you put Ben Affleck in Boston and a crime story, it excels. Much like the news we're going to talk about later, hopefully, about Ben Affleck. But I watched Argo. Scoop McNairy's actually in it. I forgot about that.
Oh, is he?
He plays one of the people that escaped the consulate.
Oh yeah.
He's really good in it. He plays a completely different character. He's really annoying in the movie, which is good. He's playing like a good character. Ben's fantastic. John Goodman's really great. Yeah. Honestly, it reminds me, not even because of the story, but because of like when I was watching it, I was like, "Is this fucking King Kong?" Because John Goodman, and I was like, "This reminds me of King Kong and like him trying to sell the Monarch like stuff to get funding." But other than that, Argo is awesome. I think everyone should watch it. It's an awesome movie, and I think the Academy really liked it. They gave it Best Picture, obviously. But when I was Googling Argo, like for like Reddit posts, I saw a bunch of people like from this year or last year asking like in Reddit like, "This movie's overrated," and I'm like, "It's not," but okay, that's fine. Okay. It's not, but whatever. Shawshank's overrated.
Yeah,
I really think that Shawshank's overrated. I think that Citizen Kane's overrated, but Argo is not overrated. So I wanted to ask you, Zach.
Okay.
What movie or movies do you think is overrated? Not in a bad way. Not saying the movie's bad, but what movie do you think is overrated?
An overrated movie. See, it's hard because the movies that I think are overrated, a lot of times they're movies that like I haven't seen. Like I feel like people, like a good example for me of a movie that I think is probably overrated but I haven't seen is like Moonlight. Like I don't give a fuck about that movie. It looks really dumb. I don't care about the story at all. It looks super overrated. I understand it probably looks like technically masterful, and Mahershala Ali's in it, and I love Mahershala Ali. Sorry, Mahershala, I don't love Moonlight. I don't know. It doesn't interest me. Like any of Barry Jenkins stuff, like a lot of stuff that I saw was like I saw a lot of people talking about Beale Street, and I saw stuff leading up to it, and I watched the trailer, and I was like, I have no interest in this at all. Like, first of all, I don't care about love stories most of the time. Like, hardcore love stories, I don't care about them. And that one just looked boring. And I don't like the main girl in it because her voice sounds, like, really fucking annoying. She's got that weird, like, whisper talk thing that she's got going on the whole time. Like, she's, like, I guess she's, like, supposed to be, like, super shy and insecure. And I was like, you're annoying to me. I don't want to listen to that shit.
Right.
So, I don't know. Of movies that I've seen that I think are overrated, I don't know.
One of mine, besides Shawshank's one of them. Obviously, Citizen Kane's a very popular one. For me, I think the pinnacle of most overrated movie, for me, that isn't, again, not saying it's a bad film, because it's not a bad film. It's a fine movie, and I enjoy it for what it is, but I think it's heavily overrated and needs to be reviewed as though it's overrated, is Donnie Darko. That movie, everybody... and maybe I'm just in the minority. I think it's such a fine movie.
Yeah,
but it's not a masterpiece movie, in my opinion. There's that is big. I think Hurt Locker is another overrated movie. I think like Traffic is overrated. But then again, I say that through the lens of someone who really likes action schlock movies. And likes, kung fu films, and like, the most I get in terms of like artsy fartsy movies are probably like every couple years is one movie that gets put into a indie cinema that I go see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe that's because I like Predator. I think Predator's a masterpiece, and I'm not going out there jerking off fucking Inarritu or whatever the fuck his name is. What's his name? He did Revenant and Birdman and shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Just wanted to ask you.
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
But that is the last thing I was checking out. I started watching Tombstone again. I love that movie. Didn't get quite finished yet. I'm still only like an hour in, and I have another hour left, so I'm not gonna talk about it. But moving into our next segment of the show is the hot news of the week. We got a lot going on, so we'll see. A lot
of stuff happening this week.
Yeah, we'll see what's popping. Zach, lead it off with what you want to talk about, man. What do you want to talk about first?
I think I want to talk about is we got some images from Quentin Tarantino's new movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know what movie that I think is overrated?
Pulp Fiction.
Inglourious Bastards.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's not like a masterpiece like everybody thinks it is.
You know what's also super overrated? Django Unchained.
Yes. Good movie.
Also,
it's not a masterpiece.
Yeah, you know what's super overrated? And honestly, this movie, I mean, all but 3.
I mean, I think his best movies are his earlier ones. Like, I mean, I love Reservoir Dogs. I actually love Jackie Brown a lot.
Jackie Brown's fine. Jackie Brown's good, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Pulp Fiction's fine, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Pulp Fiction's good.
But literally everything after Pulp Fiction, I think, is overrated.
Yeah.
Kill Bill 1 and 2 only needed 1. Just saying.
Only needed 1. Only 1 Kill Bill.
Inglourious. What's the one? Grindhouse? What the fuck is called? The double feature with Rodriguez.
That was his, right?
Death Proof.
Yeah.
Was whatever. And then after that was Inglourious.
Inglourious. And then Django. And I haven't seen The Hateful Eight. So
I haven't seen Hateful Eight either. And I've only skimmed through Django. I literally haven't seen the whole thing. I just skimmed through to the hot scenes.
I like Django, but I don't think it's like I don't think it's like this. I don't think it's like his best movie, like a lot of people say it is. I just don't. I don't know.
You want to know a movie that is.
Quentin Tarantino is one of those like newer directors that people just like jerk off to way too much. So
yeah, it's because they call him the king of dialogue and all this shit. Yeah. But like Jackie Brown was based on a book by an author who's really good at dialogue. So Elmore Leonard, who created Justified, like I might like. Yeah. But real quick off top of that is that a movie that is overly rated but's properly rated is like Drive.
Yes.
I think Drive is an overrated movie, but it's supposed to be because it's that fucking good.
Yeah.
Another movie that's exactly like that. Oh man, let me think. Well, no, underrated movie.
Overrated, but is meant to be overrated.
It fits. It's supposed to be. It's good. It's that good.
It's at the rating where it's at. I would say Blade Runner 2049 for me.
Yeah, it's pretty overrated.
I like it though. I think it's.
That's why I think it deserves to be that overrated. Huh? I think it's good, but it's also a lot of boring.
I mean, but the original Blade Runner is a lot of boring.
The original Blade
Runner is definitely overrated.
The original Blade Runner is overrated as shit.
Yeah.
That movie is literally nothing.
It's nothing happens until the last.
Blade Runner is the Seinfeld of movies. It literally is about nothing and nothing happens. It's a good movie. And don't come to me talking about metaphor and simile and imagery and theme.
It wasn't even added until his final director's finished master cut.
Let's be real. The movie's about this. Am I a robot? What is life? That's not hard to understand.
Yeah.
Because Ghost in the Shell did it. Like in Ghost in the Shell, it's a cartoon. You know, like if Blade Runner.
Or was Ghost in the Shell after?
What's up?
Was Ghost in the Shell first or after Blade Runner?
After, I believe. Okay. After, yeah. You know what I wish Blade Runner should be is what the description says it should be. This pitch of the movie is what the movie should be. It's about a guy. It's about a guy whose job was to put down robots.
No.
Retires or whatever the fuck, comes back to put down more robots.
Yeah.
That should be the movie. Is Harrison Ford fucking going in there and just like action movie. You know? Like that's because I like action movies. Yeah. Like to me, if I could make Blade Runner 2032 or whatever the fuck.
2032. Right?
Yeah, if I could make the sequel to Blade Runner 2049, it would literally be here's the thing. All right, we gave the first one Ridley Scott. We get it. Number 2 is Dennis. We get it. Yeah. 3 comes out. Here's me. I'm the fucking person producing the movie. Look, who do y'all want to direct this movie and to write it? Everyone's sitting there going, we want Alfonso Cuarón. No. We want Quentin Tarantino. No.
Definitely not.
I want James fucking Cameron.
Ooh.
And the movie's gonna be called Blade Runners.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna use that plural shit.
And then it's literally like Ryan Gosling just like just fucking destroying replicants, man. Hey, think about it.
Hey, I mean,
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Brad Pitt looks cool, man.
Brad Pitt looks cool. Leonardo looks cool. I guess he's like an actor on a set in a movie because he's got a bunch of different costumes on the whole time.
Yeah.
He looks rad. Margot Robbie's looking hot as shit.
It is her, isn't it? Yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't know. I mean, I'm excited for him. It's like the first real piece of anything we've seen of this movie. So
this movie's going to get an Oscar because Hollywood loves to jerk itself off.
It does. It loves to talk about how great Hollywood is all the time.
Yeah. So it's going to get that. I mean, it maybe it's worth it because, hell, that's a star-studded cast, man.
That is a huge fucking cast, yeah.
So,
Gary, who is he playing in this? He's not playing Manson, is he?
Who, Brad Pitt?
No, Scoot.
I don't know. I don't know anything about who's playing anybody. Honestly.
I can't remember who's playing Manson.
Let's see. IMDb, the website. You can check it out. Margot Robbie, Sharon Tate. So, spoiler alert.
Hey.
She's going to die. They don't say. Timothy Olyphant's in it.
Is he?
Kurt Russell's in it.
Yeah, man. Start it, dude. I'm telling you.
Damian Lewis is playing Steve McQueen.
Nice.
That's pretty sick. But no, it doesn't say anything. IMDb doesn't say anything, so.
Okay, interesting.
But try to keep it a secret.
I guess so.
So, what's next, man?
So those are Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So those images came out. It was pretty cool to see. They got some interesting stuff out there. They got a cowboy set. They got him doing like some sort of like talk show. I don't know, like radio hall thing.
Yeah.
Looks good. I'm excited for it.
I want to talk about this. Next piece of news. I'm sorry.
What you want to talk about?
I didn't even know this was fucking happening.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was actually very shocked when you posted this there.
This is off of Screen Rant.
Yeah.
RoboCop returns director Neil Blomkamp. Let's stop there.
Yeah.
I didn't
even know he had another movie after he lost Aliens.
I didn't even know, one, they're making a sequel RoboCop movie.
Yeah.
Two, I didn't know Neil Blomkamp was even attached to it. And three, I didn't know he was confirmed to be directing and writing it.
Yeah.
Or directing it, at least.
Just directing it.
And apparently, this article says that he wants the film to be in a Verhoeven style, which is perfectly fine. But apparently this movie is supposed to be a sequel just to the first one, I believe.
The very first RoboCop or to the Joel Kinnaman RoboCop?
To the original RoboCop.
You're going to get rid of RoboCop 2? People love RoboCop 2.
No, I think what it is, I'm trying to see if I can find out here, that it's based on an old draft called RoboCop 2, The Corporate Wars, and apparently I think they're trying to do it where it's just like 2 and 3 didn't happen kind of thing.
Huh.
Where they're just gonna go right from 1 to 2 because he's trying to get Pete back in there.
Wow. Okay.
Trying to get Peter Weller back in there, and maybe that's kind of a dumb move because the dude's old. Yeah. But first off, the fact that the article, the news really to me isn't even about the article's about how he wants it to direct it like Paul Verhoeven. That's a given, duh, because the first one's good, the next two not as good. But the news to me is the fact that they're making a RoboCop movie again.
I was going to say that's the news. I didn't even know that they were making the RoboCop movie. So that's
because Zach, you know me,
yeah,
and our friends know me.
Yes,
I love RoboCop.
Yeah.
I love RoboCop 1 a ton. I love number 2 as well, and 3 is whatever. But I love RoboCop 2 and RoboCop 1. But RoboCop 1, like everyone else in the world who likes RoboCop, is a fucking masterpiece of a movie. Yeah. Anyone who likes RoboCop and hasn't seen the RoboCop remake scene from I forget who made it. It's a short film where the guy shoots a bunch of dicks. You need to watch it. Have you seen it, Zach?
I think you actually brought that up one time, and I don't think I.
Okay. After this episode of the podcast, the TS Redux, you go on YouTube, and I forget who made it. Maybe it's maybe it's Fatal Form. Maybe made it, It's a bunch of people made a bunch of different segments from RoboCop, I believe, and put it into a film. Well, their version was the scene where RoboCop, the girl's being about to be raped by those two guys. RoboCop shoots through her dress and shoots the guy's peen, right? This sketch / whatever short film is about where RoboCop shoots the guy's pee-pee and then starts shooting a bunch of other would-be rapists in the dick. And next thing you see is a bunch of close-up shots of prosthetic penises being blown apart. And it's hilarious. It's hilarious. You have to watch it. But I want to talk about, though, real quick, the fact that it's Neil Blomkamp making this movie. And I feel like as a bro, Neil Blomkamp and us would be, you and I would be really good homies, right?
Yeah, I can see that. Sure.
I feel like you can tell he likes science fiction, he likes movies, but I don't know, because we got the art from the Alien movie, and the concepts, and it looked rad. It looked really rad, right?
So rad that Scott was like, "You're not doing it."
Yeah, exactly, because he's like, "Oh shit, this is gonna be better than mine."
Yeah, you're gonna be better than Alien. Fuck, I can't have that.
But I did not like Elysium. I didn't like
Elysium. I never watched Chappie.
I never watched Chappie. That looks really dumb. But it shows you.
Okay.
I like District 9 a lot.
Yeah.
But I like District 9 a lot. But what I heard was it was supposed to be a Peter Jackson movie, and Peter Jackson dipped out and let Neil Blomkamp do it. That could be wrong about that. I don't know the full story. That's what I heard was the case.
Okay.
But I don't know. In theory, Neil Blomkamp makes sense because he's probably one of the only guys and girls who really makes pure sci-fi movies, and they still are on a big scale. And people go see. I can't think of a director who does science fiction movies premierly and still gets the numbers that he gets into the theater. So I get that he would be like, because even Rian Johnson with Looper, that was his only science fiction movie he made, and he got Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know, he made crime films before that for the most part, like noir-y stuff. The Brothers Bloom, whatever. He only made 3 fucking movies before Star Wars. Neil Blomkamp has done 3 as well, and now they're giving him RoboCop. But I feel like RoboCop's a safer bet. Duh, it's not compared to Star Wars, because the last remake from 2014 or whatever, I didn't even watch.
I didn't watch that one either.
Because it has fucking, what's his name in it? Joel Kinnaman.
I heard it wasn't as satirical as...
Oh, well, no. I remember being at my house and like our buddy was like showing me like clips of it or something on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And I remember they showed me the scene of how he dies. And I was like, wait, what? He gets blown up? That's it?
That's not that good.
And his hand is still his hand? And I remember, and I could be wrong about this because I haven't seen the original RoboCop in probably a couple of years now, 2 or 3 years. But I'm pretty sure the only thing survives of him is like his skin and then like a kidney or some shit, or like there's a scene where the guy's like we can there's a scene where the guy who runs the program's like, we can save this and this, and he's like, no, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Like make him a machine. And the only thing that's alive is his brain or something like that. Everything else is machine prosthetic.
Yeah.
Which is why it's a battle between man and machine, whereas from what I saw of the remake, his hand is there, and he's like looking at his hand. It's a skin hand, and his helmet like keeps popping on and off. You can see his face or some shit like that. And I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong with that. I haven't seen the movie, but that's from what I think I saw from the trailers. So I'm not sure how I feel about this movie.
I don't know. It's a very weird situation because I mean, I don't know.
I feel like I should be scared, honestly.
I don't know if I'm scared. I mean, that's the thing, is that I don't know. I guess if you're going on like averages, Neil Blomkamp's not that good of a director. So
right.
Good concepts, but all of his movies, the concepts are cool, but they end up just like, I don't know, the actual like scripts themselves fall apart most of the time.
Or there's not executed.
Yeah. Like the execution is a big problem, not coming with ideas.
Like Elysium looked cool, but it just wasn't good.
Yeah.
in the idea of the chappy,
like a chappy robot. I mean, it was interesting, but it just yeah.
Right. Well, let's keep plowing ahead. What's next, bud?
Next thing, that Dark Universe. You remember that? Remember that little ditty?
Oh, the Dooku.
The Dooku.
The Dark Universe Cinematic Universe.
The Dark Universe.
The Dark Universe Cinematic Universe.
Is back, baby. Is back with a Vengeance. The Invisible Man is being created by the same guy who did Upgrade, which I haven't seen, but from everybody in my work tells me that it's a really good action movie. I don't know how that's going to translate to the Invisible Man because I don't remember the Invisible Man being very actiony. But I don't know. It's whatever. I mean, I don't know why they tried to make like a cinematic universe out of monsters anyways. It was just a really stupid time where everybody thought they needed a cinematic universe for everything, and you just don't. Just make good movies and people just watch those.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know why people thought that like the comic book universe thing would lend itself to like any old property, but I'm fine with them making just individual movies and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm a big fan of like classic movie monsters and stuff like that. So it's cool. Invisible Man's definitely not the first one I would pick, but I don't know. It's interesting.
I don't care about this. About any of this.
I don't care of the show.
Yeah, I don't care about this. Any of this, like the Dark Cinematic Universe. Like I didn't care about the Mummy because it wasn't Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
I don't care about any of the other creatures. The creature of the Black Lagoon, Dracula. Don't care. I don't care. I've seen Black Lagoon. It's fine. Yeah. I've seen Bride of Frankenstein. Bride of Frankenstein. Don't care.
Wolfman.
Yeah, I've seen The Wolfman with Benicio del Toro, right?
Good one. I like Benicio.
Yeah, that one's fine. That one's good. But I think when you're going into it with the idea of Marvelizing it, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. Go into it making good movies by themselves, and then maybe you can tie threads. Yeah. But the best, and this is the problem, the best Dooku movie we got, the Dark Universe Cinematic Universe, was already made. And it stars Kate Beckinsale and Hugh Jackman. It's called Van fucking Helsing. That movie's awesome.
Radish.
It has Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
I forgot that was Beckinsale.
Yeah, right. It was like Off the Tales of Underworld or something like that. Has
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Isn't that Frankenstein? Dracula.
Even that?
He's the wolf.
Yeah, because Dracula has like a wolfman puppet shit.
Well, Van Helsing's the wolf.
I thought Kate Beckinsale brothers was the wolf.
He was too.
Up with Van Helsing because she was trying to save her brother.
Van Helsing was a wolf as well.
Oh, did he become a werewolf? Damn, that movie's rad.
The movie's awesome, and it's not necessarily the best movie, but it's like it's up there with like Castlevania-esque.
Yes.
Movies that came out during that period.
I could definitely, it's a very Castlevania movie for sure.
Let me ask you this, though. This is a tangent off of a tangent, so I'm sorry to the people listening. No, I'm going to save this. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it. I'm going to put it on hold. Yeah, I don't care about this. I don't care. It's not going to make money. No one's going to care. I don't think people care about the Invisible Man because no one gave a shit about Hollow Man.
Yeah.
Like, no one cared.
No one cared. Hollow Man?
Yeah, Kevin Bacon is Hollow Man.
Yeah.
They didn't care. No one gave a shit about the Mummy. No one gave a shit about fucking the movie you saw with your mom.
Yeah.
Well, Dracula Untold.
Dracula Untold, that's what it was. That was their first
That was, the
Dooku.
No one cared about it, you know? And that movie, you said the movie was okay, right?
I mean, I was fine with it. It was very much more like action-packed Dracula, which I was cool with because it made me not bored. But yeah, I mean, it was fine. It wasn't awful. I like Luke Evans, so I mean, it was cool to see him as Dracula. I just like him in general as an actor. I think he's pretty good. So,
right.
Yeah, I don't know. It was fine.
But are you excited at all
about the Dooku?
Yeah, about the Dooku.
Only to see The only thing that I'm kind of interested in, because there's only two that I like super care about, which is the Wolfman and Frankenstein. So I'm interested to see what modern versions of those movies are. But we kind of already got that with Victor Frankenstein, which blew. So
what was that?
Huh?
Who was that in that one?
That was the one with Daniel Radcliffe and fuck, who else was in that?
Oh yeah.
Fuck, who else was in that?
Yeah.
It was Daniel Radcliffe and
was there a movie with freaking Aaron Eckhart in it?
He has like a TV show. Or no. Sean Bean has a TV show called like the Frankenstein Chronicles or something like that.
Is Aaron Eckhart not in that?
No, with Aaron Eckhart in it, where there's another Frankenstein movie.
I'm searching right now.
A lot of people tried to make Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
McAvoy and Daniel Radcliffe are in Victor Frankenstein.
And then Aaron Eckhart's in I, Frankenstein.
I, Frankenstein. Which is like a bad iPod pun, I guess. I don't know.
Let's see the trailer for this.
I, Frankenstein?
This looks fucking terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I was not a fan of it.
Jesus Christ, looks bad. When did this come out? 2013?
Dude,
looks bad.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, it looks terrible.
The Frankenstein Chronicles and the ones with Sean Bean, I think those are on Netflix.
I think I saw that, yeah. Well, let's transition to our next piece of news. That's related to this, kind of.
Go ahead.
The Morbius movie.
Talk about a movie that... This is my I don't give a fuck about the show.
Right.
I do not care about this movie.
July 2020 with freaking... What's his name?
It's... Who's it?
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto, yeah. He's supposed to be Morbius. Don't care. Don't give even a shit.
Directed by Daniel Espinosa. Who is that? What did he do? What has he done?
I can't remember.
Daniel Espinosa. Let's see. He did Life, Safe House.
Oh, Safe House was good.
Child 44, which was fine. Easy Money. Never seen it.
No, that.
Then he's doing Morbius. Another movie that I'm not sure if Sony has the rights to it, but that movie, who gives a fuck, dude?
They do. They get the rights to all those Spider-Man villains.
Who gives two shits about?
I don't care about Morbius at all. I mean, I think they're trying to cash in on like, I don't know. I think they're like 10 years too late on trying to cash in like the Teen Girls Love You Vampires thing, but
right.
I don't know. I just don't care. I know they're trying to bring in that Doctor Who crowd because apparently they're casting Matt Smith in it, but
oh really? As who? A vampire hunter?
Yeah, I guess he's supposed to be like a vampire hunter or something like that. I don't know.
Right.
I don't care. I don't
let's transition from this I don't care into another I don't care.
You got a lot of I don't care.
You posted Birds of Prey teaser, which I didn't watch. I saw a picture of it. I didn't watch it.
There's I slightly care here because of Ewan McGregor's in that movie and he's playing Black Mask. So he's the only reason I slightly care a little bit.
I saw a comment on Instagram or something saying, "Why is he Black Mask with no Black Mask?" I
saw that he didn't have a mask, and I was like, "What? That's not." I don't know.
Also, why is Harley Quinn in this?
Because it's all about her, don't you know?
But she's not a Birds of Prey, is she?
She's not. But did you see the alternate title?
No.
Oh, it's called Birds of Prey, and it's like the full title is like the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn or some bullshit like that. Like that's the full title.
Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
But isn't Birds of Prey like Batgirl
itself? It doesn't need Harley Quinn.
Isn't Birds of Prey is it's the girl with the H. What's her name? Huntress, Batgirl.
Sometimes.
Right?
It's mostly the Huntress and Black Canary and sometimes Poison Ivy, I think.
Okay, hold on. Birds of Prey, comic book, Wikipedia
this shit.
Batgirl, Black Canary, Huntress, former Lady Blackhawk, Big Barda, Jane Canary,
I love
Gypsy, Hawk Girl, Judo Master, Manhunter, Misfit, Hawk Dove, Blackout Power Girl, Vixen,
Hawk and Dove?
Catwoman, Poison Ivy. Not once is there anything about Harley Quinn.
That's the one.
This is a combination that is so powered by money.
Yeah.
Not that,
dude. This is 100% money, dude.
And I don't even think that Margot Robbie is even good at Harley Quinn.
I don't think
but also Harley Quinn, unpopular opinion alert, fucking rated.
I don't care about her at all.
Overrated character.
Yeah.
Overrated character.
Really. All she does is act really. I mean, from the comics that I've read of her in, she's always just like dopey and stupid. And
I've read nothing of her comic book because I avoid her like I avoid Deadpool.
The only time I've seen it, the only time I've read of her is in like Suicide Squad, but
I don't read Suicide Squad. But I mean, the times I've seen her in Batman stuff, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Also, overrated hot take alert.
Oh, you got a hot take?
I got a hot take. The Joker sucks. Okay.
Oh yeah.
The Joker sucks, and he just does. And so is Harley Quinn. That's the hot take. They're bad characters.
There are so much more interesting Batman villains.
Yeah, literally anyone else. Yeah. Mr. Freeze, come on.
Mr. Freeze is such a good story. You've got Mr. Freeze. You've got Two-Face. Two-Face is a great story.
Yeah, hell yeah. Zach.
Hush had his own fucking comic book line for like 2 years, and it was a great arc.
Before Zach, let's just be positive here. Be posy.
We got posy. I'm sorry. It's 2019, new year, new me, trying to turn off the new leaf.
Tell me about Oscar Isaac, that hot man.
Oh my God, Jason! When I saw this news, you have no idea. I was so happy. Oh, okay. Well, there's a caveat to this as well, because this is a twofer. This is a twofer piece of news. So Oscar Isaac is in the Dune movie. He's playing Timothée Chalamet's father, Duke Leto. I have not gotten to this part in the book, but all I know is that Oscar Isaac's going to be in Dune, and it gives me. I mean, I was already going to see it because it's Dennis, but I love Oscar Isaac, and Oscar Isaac and Dennis together are like a match in heaven. They're great together. But the caveat to this is that Zendaya is also in this movie as a character that I didn't take the time to read. But Zendaya, who plays Mary Jane, MJ, I guess I don't even remember the end of Homecoming. She calls her MJ, right?
MJ, yeah.
Because her name is MJ or some shit. So she's also in Dune. I think she's supposed to play. I'm assuming she's going to play Timothée Chalamet's love interest. I don't know what his love interest is in Dune, but I'm assuming that's what she's going to be playing. Because they're both that same age.
Anything Oscar Isaac's in, sign me up.
Yeah, I'm there for it. He's the best part, even though they fucked his character over in the last movie.
Yeah, I'm down for him in literally anything he's in. I'll watch.
I agree. So yeah, that was my good news of the week. Oscar Isaac is in a new movie, and it's Dennis's movie.
Right. And that's good because anything Dennis does, I watch, except for Arrival. Because
I love Arrival. I still think you should watch it.
I think that movie looks.
That's the movie that got him Blade Runner.
I don't think so, dude. I mean, they say that, but also fucking Prisoners. Also, literally Sicario. Literally, without Arrival. Arrival's his first movie to get like Oscar buzz.
It was also his first really trip into sci-fi, really. Enemy was. I guess it was more like supernatural.
In terms of hard sci-fi, yeah, but Blade Runner isn't even a sci-fi movie.
Yeah,
it's a noir film with robots. I mean, like that's Prisoners. Like it's a thematic movie.
Yeah,
every movie he's made has themes.
Yeah,
they're like literally you have to wipe your face from all the fucking themery from his movies, Like this is what it is. Like so anything he touches it's gonna be good. So I'm excited. And I probably won't watch Arrival because it looks boring.
I had a good time with it.
Here's the trailer. Here's my rendition.
Your rendition of the Arrival trailer.
Or the Arrival trailer. From my memory from seeing it 3-4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Is this. I'm Amy Adams, right? That's her?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. They're talking to us. And here's Forrest Whitaker. What are they saying? Here's Jeremy Renner. I don't know what he's saying, but You know, it just looks boring. I'm sure it's perfectly fine. I'm sure I'll enjoy it if I watch it. I just don't have. I'm never in the mood to watch something that slow.
Okay.
Like the last time I watched a science fiction movie that slow was Keanu Reeves as a fucking like alien robot.
Yeah.
In the day the Earth stood still in like 2009 or 10 or whatever.
Yeah, God, that's an old movie too.
Yeah, well, that's a remake too. So
yeah.
But we got, I think, one last piece of news.
Yeah. I
right?
think this is your news.
It's my news, and I'm going to say,
let's say I did not watch this trailer yet, even though you put it in there. So,
well, after this is done, after you watch RoboCop remake, I'll send you the link to it. Watch this trailer. Okay, guys, real talk. As a fan of crime stuff, and gangster stuff, and cop stuff for various reasons, this trailer for the show City on a Hill.
Is it a show?
It's a show on Showtime, I believe.
Okay.
Excuse me. It is backed and produced by Ben Affleck and his best buddy, Matt Damon. And it takes place in the 90s in Boston, starring Kevin Bacon, the dude from fucking Leverage, who is awesome. And it stars some guy I don't know. And then the guy from goddamn Justified. But mostly I know him from the Black Donnellys for one season.
Okay.
This trailer looks so damn good. And Kevin Bacon sounds nothing like Kevin Bacon in it. It looks fucking awesome. It looks fantastic. I don't know anything about who's writing it, who's directing it. I don't care. It looks awesome. Anytime Ben Affleck touches crime in Boston, remember, I said that beginning of the podcast.
The town.
It's good. It's good. It's good. But Matt Damon, don't care. You don't do crime well, dude. You don't do crime movies.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's fine. But this looks fantastic. I don't know when it comes out. When's it come out? Let me see. June 16th.
So sometime this year.
This looks fantastic. I'm so excited to see this show. I can tell right now that if this show does not do well, I'm going to be so bummed out because it looks awesome. We haven't had a good crime series since, I don't know,
Banshee?
True Detective season 1, maybe. Because Banshee's not really a crime show. Banshee's more of an action show with crime, based in crime. And other the crime shows since True Detective season 1, I can't really think of when that really sticks out in my mind as being like, yeah, that's a good gangster crime, dirty cop show. And this has that vibe to it, and it looks fantastic. So I'm super excited.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you got anything else, but if you're ready to move on to our
most of my stuff. Yeah, that's all I had, really.
Cool. Well, then we're going to move into our last segment of podcast, which is our review, our chit chat, our main dialogue for the most part of the episode, our focus. Yes. And this week, we originally had, Zach, you chose to do The World's End by Edgar Wright originally. I texted you a few days later saying emergency change.
Yes.
We have to switch that movie to this movie because this movie just dropped.
Yes.
And we have to watch it. And that is Netflix's Mads Mikkelsen's movie Polar.
Yes.
Which is based on a graphic novel, I understand, or a comic book or a webcomic or something like that.
Something like that.
I watched it the day it came out. I texted you that it was out and we needed to watch it. So I'm going to pass the ball to you first, Zach.
Okay.
How do you feel about Polar?
I had a great time with this movie. It was entertaining. I liked it a lot. I loved Mads in it. I mean, I think that's one of the main driving things for me with this movie was him being in it because I'm just such a big fan of him and everything that he does. So I'm just excited whenever I see him in a new movie. Like he's in that Arctic movie, and I want to see that movie now. I don't usually like movies like that, but he's in it, and I was like, yeah, I'll watch it.
Right. Yeah.
I like this. I like this movie a lot. I like the world that's in it. It's very eccentric and out there and crazy, and I like that a lot. The hitman crime boss dude is this weird albino, blonde-haired fuck that I like this character a lot. The Hitman Squad is crazy. Yeah, no, I had a great time with this movie. I had a lot of fun. I know a lot of people were making comparisons of this movie to John Wick.
Yeah.
I think that's an unfair comparison. But the trailers that they put out, I could definitely see how people would originally have drawn that comparison. But I think they're going for two different. It's unfair to compare it to John Wick just because it's an action movie. I just think that they have two different things that they're going for.
Well, I think that the comparison is fair in an extent because it's about two of the best hitmen who work for a company or a crime agency syndicate who retire.
Yeah.
And then there's that scene in Polar where he gets the dog.
Yes.
And I'm like,
I saw, and I was like, are they really trying to do that with John Wick?
Yeah. Are they trying to like poke at John Wick or something?
Yeah.
Then he kills the dog.
Yeah, and then he shoots it because he wakes up from nightmare and he shoots the dog.
I'm like, are they trying to like?
I think they were trying to like poke the John Wick bear. I guess.
Forgive me for being a 26-year-old man, but were they trying to throw shade?
Oh.
John Wick?
That is so not lit, dude.
Oh my god, man! I can't believe it, dude.
Yeah,
let's get it.
Hashtag shady.
But no, I absolutely agree, and I think the comparisons are fair in that at that extent, and then after that, they are no longer relevant.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the bare basic bones premise. Yes, I can see how you could compare it, but once you get further into what Polar actually is and like what it's trying to accomplish, I think they branch off into two very different paths.
Right. And I wrote down a bunch of different like phrases to me that really I think that this puts the movie into a good perspective or like different sentences or segments that kind of explain the movie. I think that most people that would explain it better than the plot would or that whatever, right? Because if you explain the plot to it, it just becomes an action film, and you can kind of go compare. Oh, it's this John Wick, this John Wick. But I compare. Here's some of my different phrases, and then after I read them, we can kind of break it down a little bit if you want, and talk more into it. But it was like 5 or 6 different things I wrote down that kind of to me explain what Polar is. The first one is this, and this is a video game reference, so people who don't like video games, I apologize.
Yeah,
it's Suda 51 in movie form.
Yeah.
The next one is this. Mads Mikkelsen has been around Hideo Kojima too much.
Been around him way too much.
It looks like John Wick if it was more violent.
Yes. And much more comic booky.
Right.
It definitely leads into that graphic novel, comic book origin of this story.
It's almost a Sin City.
Yeah.
Type thing, has awesome editing and transitions are fantastic.
Yeah.
The other big thing I combined it was honestly to me it reminded me of it was Atomic Blonde crossed with John Wick crossed with Wanted.
Okay. Yeah.
It really gave me the vibe of like a what's the guy from Wanted, the comic book guy, what's his name, the creator of Wanted and then all other comic books, Kingsman and all that stuff. What's his name again?
Mark Millar.
Yeah, remind me of a Mark Millar universe story.
I can see that.
With that being said, I think the film, purely on a visual level, looks so good.
It does look really good. On the visuals, there's a few detractions I have from this movie. I like it a lot, but there's a few things that got it for me. The first big thing for me is that we've talked about this before with action movies, in that it did not hit that magic number for me of it. It's 2 hours long, and I do think it could have been cut down a little bit. Not by 30 minutes, but I think you could have cut down like 15 to 20 minutes.
There's a lot of slug going on in the beginning of the movie.
I think you could cut that whole. I mean, I get why they had it in there, but first of all, there's a surprise cameo from Johnny Knoxville, which I did not expect.
Right.
But I really feel like you could have cut that out. I don't feel like it was like it would have been much better to just start with him in the hospital getting his checkup. Like that's part of your movie.
I'm okay with the Johnny Knoxville parts that sets up that they're killing people who are retired, but the parts that I think could be cut out were a lot of the parts between him and Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah,
those honestly, to be honest, that entire storyline I didn't think needed to be there.
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed very out of place. I mean, I get what they were going for, where they were trying to make the human element, and then with the twist at the end, they were trying to add that in there. But I just felt like it was very unnecessary.
I felt it was very forced, and honestly, I think detracted from the fact that I wanted more action from the movie because the action was really good.
Yeah.
And by the time I got to the part where he's killing the squad at his house, I thought the movie was over.
Yeah.
It felt like that was the final fight.
Like, okay. The end of the movie, yeah.
You know, or I thought maybe it was going to be him killing one of them at a time.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a whole different thing where he's now killing the horde. But yeah. I think the editing was so good. Visually, it's really, really great. I think Mads Mikkelsen was, for a guy who I don't necessarily love and everything he's in, I think was really good as like a stoic dickhead kind of assassin character. I think the bad guy was really good because I really did not like him.
Yeah. I liked there was one other thing, a big thing to me, which was the blonde chick assassin. I would have liked to have seen like more from her, more than any of the other assassins. I thought that she had a cool character and they had like a history between them two.
Oh, you mean Catherine Winnick?
So
you mean the girl from Vikings?
Yes, that one. Yeah.
I liked her a lot too in it. I liked how she died too. That was really awesome.
Yeah, that was. Oh my god, that whole scene was radish.
Yeah, but I think it's a movie that will suffer from the John Wick syndrome because John Wick was that film that really came out and like showed that these older guys can still do this. I mean, honestly, Taken was the first one, but in terms of like the Hitman style, I mean, it's kind of hard to not compare them in your mind subconsciously. And there are two different things. Yeah. I think that this film is really fun. It's a lot of action, not enough action. I'm afraid to put that. Not enough action. I want more, way more.
That hallway fight at the end was nice though. But I feel like that's syndrome where it's like it felt like a Marvel TV show to me at that point, where it's like every Netflix movie has like a Marvel scene.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also it was, and it's probably because it didn't have the level of commitment that if you go and watch, again, we're comparing it to John Wick, so I'm sorry, but Keanu Reeves put so much effort into learning weaponry and handgun techniques and close range stuff, and
the posts of him at the range are like insane.
Yeah, and they built in the fact that John Wick is a judo, like jujitsu kind of fighter, so that way he's big, he's tall, he gets in, he moves slower, he does all this stuff. Whereas with this movie, granted, it's supposed to be more stylized, it's just perfectly fine. I feel like Mads Mikkelsen's character, the Kaiser, didn't really have a style, except for being ahead of everybody, which is fine. But there was, to me, if they're going to be violent, which it was very violent, there needs to be more. It wasn't enough violent scenes. There's just a lot. There's a lot of. It would be a violent scene and then a whole bunch of schlock.
A lot of dialogue and exposition in between the violence. Yeah,
I don't need that. Here's what it is. Like all the times they're trying to, like the assassin team trying to find him. I don't need all that.
Yeah, all of those scenes felt very weird. Like when they're at the drug house and with the kids, and they went to that place in like Texas. I don't know. It was all very strange.
They're just trying to show that they're ruthless killers and they don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But
then you need to once and then gone back to them like 20 minutes later and been like, all right, we checked all the other places and he's not there.
But then you need to remove, like they called them the Alpha Team.
Yeah.
Like, that's the Alpha Team because like why they're trying to like level them, like power level them against character, which I get, but like it felt kind of like it made it slower, in my opinion. But besides all that stuff, in terms of like the actual what was there, it's a fun movie. It's action packed. There's not a ton of nudity in it, so it's not super.
No, there's the one. I mean, they get into it one time. I mean, they have the extended scene of Mads and the one chick at the cabin where it's like straight like 5 minutes of just like them fucking.
Yeah, right.
Other than that, it's just not. I don't know. It's not too.
It's not insanely gory.
No. No, and that was the other thing was what I don't know if you noticed this, but it looked like there was a couple of times I noticed it, especially in like the hallway fight scene where it looked like they'd done like, because John Wick, they use like blood packs and stuff like that, and it looks very real. It looked like there was like they did like CGI blood splatter. Like it was very distracting.
Probably.
Yeah, like a couple of times I saw him do headshots, and I was like, oh, that looks like CGI. That looks like weird.
I think that it's a movie that if you're passing by and you're bored on a Friday night and want something like popcorny,
it's definitely a good popcorn movie.
Yeah, it's a popcorn movie, and I don't need a sequel.
No. Well, I think I think we talk a lot of times on Netflix of like, I mean, this conversation gets brought up a lot of times with movies like Bright and stuff like that, where it's like movies that like wouldn't do well in the theater but do really well on Netflix, like Bird Box and shit like that. I think this is a great example of a movie that I don't think would have done great in theaters, but I think a lot of people watch it because it's on Netflix and it's there. Hands, and they just get to look at it. So
yeah, absolutely, and it's not a bad film. I really enjoyed it for what it was. But I don't need a sequel. But I do need a sequel to Bright. Just saying.
Yeah. Do need a sequel to Bright for 100% for sure.
Yeah, but so how do you feel looking back at the film in general? Like, how do you take it after having some days apart from it?
Yeah, I mean, I watched it Wednesday, so it's been a couple of days, but I still liked it overall. I think it's a really good time. I mean, it's not one of those things where it's like I'm gonna watch it like every month or something like that. But I could definitely see me going back and watching this in like a year or two and watching it and still having a fun time with it. Like it's a good time. I think everybody does a really good job at like their parts that they're playing, and all the characters are super enjoyable to watch. So yeah, I think overall it's a really entertaining movie.
I think we need to make a review sheet. Instead of having numbers, we have like phrases, and then honestly, there needs to be like 30 phrases because what you said,
a whole legend key for all of the different.
What you said is a perfect because I think a number system for movies is unfair.
Yeah,
and I think having only 5 like phrase. Some people do like letters, like lettering system. I think that's not unfair as well.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of phrases where it's like. I mean, I see a lot more video games where it's like a buy it, rent it, or like don't even bother with it kind of thing.
I think that too is also unfair. I think the proper review legend should be 35 to 50 phrases.
Yeah,
and they're each incrementally different, like smaller. Like the gaps between them is small. But what you said is the perfect review of the movie. That it's a good time.
Yeah, it's a really good time.
And I think people.
It was a good 2 hours that I watched it.
And you have to go into it knowing what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's going to be a good time, but you're not gonna be like blown away.
Yeah.
Because there's some really great scenes in the film. I think that's really cool, creative scenes that you don't see a lot in action films.
Yeah.
There's also a ton of scenes that I've seen 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's a good time.
Yeah.
It's good. I would watch it again, absolutely. Not right now, but I'll definitely watch it again at some point.
Sure. I would definitely watch it again. Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to mention about Polar before we kind of end the show?
No, I mean I had my big things with it. Yeah, I mean if you're watching this and you haven't seen it yet, check it out. I think it'll be a good time for you guys. Anybody who hasn't seen it yet. Gives Max I think for a lot of people this might be a lot of people's first experience to Mads. So yeah, give him a shot.
Cool. Well, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching to this episode of the TS Redux.
TS Redux.
We'll be back next week for episode 43. Yes. Where we talk about what other movies. Zach, what do you want to do? Do you want to go ahead and do what we're talking about this month?
I was thinking about that. We could do that.
Because I saw your comments as well, so I'm fine with that too.
So I saw that, but just like we had emergency for Polar, Velvet Buzzsaw also dropped today.
Yeah.
And I really want to watch that. So I don't know. I don't know if we want to do our idea of February rom-com/love movies, or if we want to do.
Let's do Buzzsaw.
Yeah, because I really want to see Buzzsaw really bad.
Yeah, let's do that. So next week, we'll talk about Velvet Buzzsaw, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes.
We'll do that next week on the podcast. So guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with more movie news, movie talk, And yeah, thanks.
See you guys.
And next week I'll have some more beer.
Nice. So next week I will get beer.
There you go. Perfect.